8:35 on the Big 550 KTRS. Jimmy's on the Park sponsors Cat Neville and Feast Magazine here on the show. Jimmy's on the Park, 76 to Munn in Clayton, 725-8585, or their website at jimmyscafe.com. You can download the app for Jimmy's Cafe on your smartphone. Just go to the App Store and do a search for Jimmy's Cafe. Good morning, Cat Neville.
Howdy.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good to hear. Let's get to a couple restaurants.
All right. So they're actually not, well, I guess the first one is a restaurant. It's more of a cafe. Just opened up a couple of weeks ago in the Shell Building, which is this gorgeous like Art Deco building downtown. It's at 1221 Locust. And one of my favorite places in town to get Thai food is right next door, and that's Sen. But
yeah.
This is so there's a new cafe, and it's called Cafe di Organo. And actually, Brandy Wills kind of tipped me off to the fact that this place is open. If you're into coffee, this is a really fun place to go. They do all organic coffees, and they brew it via the siphon method, which when you walk in, they also have a bunch of breakfast and lunch items, which I'll get to. But when you walk in, it's just counter service, but they have all of these. It looks almost like you're in a science class, and like all of these kind of Bunsen burner things are all lined up. And so you choose from 11 different organic coffees, and then they grind and whole beans, and then they grind the beans to order, and then they brew the coffee to order for you a cup at a time using this siphon method, which is kind of like almost like a percolator. They put a flame underneath this
hence the Bunsen burner.
Yes.
Okay.
Underneath like this big glass carafe of water.
That's called a graduated beaker, by the way. If you're going to go back to science class.
Okay. This is actually a carafe. It has a handle.
All right.
And so then they take this, the device on top has the ground coffee inside of it. And then when they heat the water, it gets pulled up. It kind of like bubbles up through the grounds and then it goes back down into the carafe, and then they pour the coffee for you. So it only takes a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe, to brew each. And there are so many new and fantastic ways that people are, not new,
right,
but like kind of newly popular ways that people are brewing coffee.
What's the name of that called again? What kind of?
It's called a siphon method of brewing coffee, but the cafe is Cafe di Organo because they focus on organic coffees.
Okay.
It's all private label, and it's coffees from around the world. And they do have a bunch of breakfast and lunch items. Breakfast, they have oatmeal.
Love oatmeal.
I know, with like, I mean, you never see that on a menu. And so with like brown sugar and cranberries, and they have like a bunch of bagels and English muffins. I'm a fan of the English muffin. I love when you put your butter on the English muffin, it has all the little nooks and crannies.
Nothing
You
better.
never see English muffins on menus either, so it's nice to see. And then tons of great salads and sandwiches for lunch. And I actually got a chicken, mango, and brie panini. And it's just kind of fresh and slightly unusual stuff. And it's just nice. You walk in, grab something quick. You can eat it there. They have a big couch with kind of like CNN on the news, this kind of stuff.
And it's as that Thai restaurant.
As Sen.
Yeah.
So you walk in, and if you go to the left, you go to in the front door of Sen.
Gotcha.
And if you head to the right, you'll see Cafe di Organo. And because it's right there in the middle of downtown, it's easy to walk in, grab your coffee, grab your breakfast to go or your lunch to go, whatever, and then head back to the office. But it's just, it's nice to see these kind of small places opening up that are focused on quality and offering something a little bit different.
And that's brand new, you're saying?
2 weeks.
Beautiful. All right, good. I'll check it out. All right, that's 1221 Locust, Cafe di Organo.
Yes.
What's number 2?
Number 2 is not new at all. In fact, it's been around since, I believe, 1976. But it is someplace that most people have not heard of. And you absolutely, if you are a griller, if you are at all interested in the quality of the meat that you are eating, Schubert's Packing Company in Millstadt, Illinois at 700 South Breeze Street. Larry Schubert has been there since, I think, like I said, 1976. And it's not only just a butcher shop. He actually, kills and butchers the pigs and the cows.
There's no other pretty way to say that.
Yeah, he slaughters. I mean, the technical term is slaughters. So he slaughters and then also processes all of the meat that he then sells.
Okay.
And there is so much integrity in that. A lot of butcher shops, they'll just get stuff sent in from whatever place did the slaughtering, and then they might even get a side, and then they happen to chop it up into... cut it up into chops or whatever. But Larry and his team, Larry actually knows the farmers that are raising the pigs and the cows that he then slaughters on, and every single day they're going through this process. Right. And so I went, the June issue of Feast comes out at the end of the week, and our new Feast TV comes out, and I kind of take you behind the scenes. I mean, I stood on the kill floor, watching what these guys are doing. And like I said, there's a lot of integrity. I mean, if you're going to eat meat, you should know where it comes from, and you should also respect the animal that that they gave up basically their life to feed you. And we're breeding these animals for this purpose, but taking care in the process just I think speaks volumes.
I have been a dear friend of mine owns a meatpacking plant up in Omaha, and I've been from when the cow comes in all the way to which steak do you want at the end of the process.
Yes.
And if you can get over the queasiness of it, it's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Every single piece of that cow is used.
Absolutely. And what's interesting? I was talking to Larry, and we were in kind of the cold area where they hang the pigs before they're fully butchered, and there were all of these. I'm just going to. Fair warning, there were all of the heads hanging. Right. And it turns out that the organs of the pig are the same size as the organs of a human. And so the eyes and things like that actually go for scientific research to a lot of local hospitals, universities, things like that. And so, yes, every piece is used. And it's very interesting. When he said in his interview with me, he was like, a lot of people say to me, I don't want to know where it comes from. I just want to know that it tastes good. And
comes from the supermarket.
Yep. Well, and here, this is a true old-fashioned butcher case. Right. If you go into Schubert's, which I highly recommend that you do, there are awards lining the walls. I mean, the work that they do, especially because they make all these different types of sausages. So on Tuesdays, they make hot dogs, wieners. Right. And he said that people, when they know that they are coming out of the smoker, they will line up. And when I was there with him, he opened up the smoker and the wieners had finished, and he handed it to me, and he said, the recipe for this is older than you and I put together.
Right.
And it was creamy, it was perfectly seasoned, and it's just a hot dog, but it was absolutely delicious. And so I think that really is what this is about. This is a Braunschweiger. They do liver sausage, all of these kinds of very traditional things.
It's always hard to find a good butcher.
It absolutely is, and one that you can trust that they're giving you top notch. He was like, these pigs were alive yesterday. This is the freshest meat that you're going, and he dry.
The blood, the hooves,
everything.
The skin, everything is used. I mean, you are amazed at
and that's the way that it should be.
Absolutely.
You should never waste something like this. And the flavor is incomparable. And it was interesting. He actually said, it drives me nuts when I go into other places to buy things like pork tenderloin. He was like, this is what a pork tenderloin should look like. This is a true pork tenderloin. The majority of butcher shops, they'll actually take it from a different part of the animal, and because it's long and skinny, they'll just tell you that it's not in the majority of butcher shops, the places where you can get kind of meat that's like mass packaged.
Right.
So at any rate, it's there's so much of a movement toward artisan applications in things like making cheese, in honey, in all of these kind of in salume, which are the cured meats, and then also in butchering. Right. And what's exciting to know is that this guy's been there for almost 40 years doing this,
and people
in exactly the same way.
And people appreciate quality.
Absolutely. And he is the sweetest man. He's got this great mustache, and he is like right there laughing with you. And all the people in that butcher shop are there to make sure you get what you want.
All right, so it's Schubert's
a packing company.
Schubert's packing company. Does he do mail order? Can you order, or you have to go there?
I don't believe so, but he does do whole hogs. He will. So if you want to do like this massive backyard barbecue, they will. They'll help facilitate a whole hog smoking. For
all right,
you.
And Breeze is how far away?
It's in
45 minutes?
Millstadt,
Oh, okay.
Millstadt, Illinois.
All right.
And so if you live in South County, it's right over the JB Bridge.
yeah,
It's
okay.
not far. And
Okay.
if you live farther north, it's really it's easy to get to.
700 South Breeze. That's
Yes.
the road it's on. 700 South Breeze in Millstadt. Schubert's Packing, an old-time butcher shop. Also, Cafe di Organo
Yes.
on Locust. You mentioned Feast TV. This is
Yeah.
the third episode?
Yes.
Yeah. Going to be on ABC?
Yep, it's going to be on ABC the second Sunday of the month, which is June 9th. And on June 7th, actually, I want to mention it's our first Feast in the Park. The St. Louis County Parks Department, they have asked us to team up with them on putting on a series of 15 events which bring together food trucks, live music, and great drinks in 4 of St. Louis County's most beautiful parks. The first one is June 7th at Lawmeyer Sculpture Park.
Sure.
And Steve Ewing from The Urge will be playing. And we've got a lineup of trucks that we're going to be announcing, and it's a fun time. So that's the first Friday.
I love food trucks. Food trucks
I
are
do
great.
too.
It's a
so fun.
deal. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And then the new magazine hits newsstands Friday?
This Friday. This Friday.
All right, good. And you've been doing Feast how long? 3 years?
It'll be 3 years in August.
3 years in August. Boy, how time flies.
I know.
Be good, be safe. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Kat Neville from Feast, well, the empire known as Feast, the media conglomerate known as Feast, TV, radio, and newspaper and magazine, Feast TV. Look for it at ABC 30 in a couple weeks. Also online at feaststl.com. 846 in the Big 550 KTRS.
Looking for a place to plan your special occasion? Hi, I'm Jimmy Christo, owner of Jimmy's on the Park in Clayton. Our private party room accommodates groups up to 60 and offers many of our favorite menu items. Items like tenderloin Anthony, pepper steak with Jack Daniel's sauce, fresh grilled halibut, and oatmeal crusted chicken, just to mention a few. We pair these with our house or Caesar salad, homemade dessert, and a beverage at prefix prices beginning at just $28 per person. We also offer a full menu of appetizers for cocktail or casual parties. Check out our menus online at jimmyscafe.com or just give me a call at 725-8585. Jimmy's serving lunch Tuesday through Saturday, brunch on Sunday from 10 to 2, and dinner 7 nights a week. Call us for reservations at 725-8585. That's 725-8585. Join us for a meal you're sure to remember